Welcome to Divine Light with Sunshine, Aries. Let's begin. So for the month of August, we have here your words create worlds. Wow. I and it's card number 44. Wow, look at that beaming light that just happened too. Uh, at the end of the day, right? The reason why affirmations and mantras and stuff like that work for people because they repeat it over and over, and automatically it is just sending this radioactive message to the universe that's what you want, as long as you're not having contradiction thoughts of why you can't get it right. Your words create worlds. The power that you possess with your mouth, your conscience, the things that you say, not only alone, to other people, text messages, online, any sort of communication. I feel like you're going to have more attention on and be more precise about the things that you say. We have here coming out is synchronicities is a love letter from the universe across time and space. Ooh, I love that because I feel like the universe is just sending these little messages to help guide you, to help show you, you know, the direction that you're heading, whether it's you need to keep going or you need to, redirect and rechange and focus. And I feel like this might be a new thing that is happening where you're noticing it more. There's something new I'm getting from this card number 24. So we have here one, two, three, jump. Wow. And then the next card is your lighthouse guides you home to the stars. So with the one, two, three jump card, and um, it's kind of pointing at that symbol that that I see as that cosmic world, that universal world, and I feel like the more that you can hear the messages, see the messages, tap into that frequency, the more you're going to be able to be jumping from stage to stage to what you want. It's like almost like fine tuning. It's like, okay, it's almost like if you think about, for driving and you have to straighten up a car or whatever, right? To the road, you got to keep moving the wheel. You got to keep, adjusting, because some roads are a little wonky. But I feel like the more that you're able to really connect with these the messages that the universe is setting towards you, the more you're going to be able to keep fine tuning and really shifting your energy and your pathway. This card is also number one. I'm getting that magician kind of energy. If you were to think about the original tarot, that you have all the elements, all the gifts, all the things that you need. It's just a matter of you believing that you do and going forward with your lighthouse guides you home card to the stars. At the end of the day, you will always know what it is that you truly want. It's that there's a feeling, there's something in your gut, there's something in your entire body that just says you're meant for more, or this is not what you truly want if you're not in that energy. At the end of the day, if you ever get off track, there's always going to be something that can bring you back home, can bring you back to that energy. And I feel like it's these signs. It's like the signs are literally guiding you. It's like, hey, watch out. Okay, okay. Like when you think about a kid that's learning how to walk, and the parent or whoever's watching the child is kind of going around to make sure that they catch them if they were to stumble and fall, but is letting them stumble and go until they're okay on their journey. And I feel like that's almost like you're the baby in the aspect, and then the universe is that person that's watching over the baby to make sure that they don't fall, but allowing them to still kind of go forward. That's beautiful. Okay. You are literally guided divinely, and they're helping you pretty much find ways of fast tracking too. You are going to be learning a lot of your powers and your gifts. I feel like you might be also meditating a little bit more too, because the first card was with particular character meditating. We have here think things through in a meditative state, inquiring the mind. It actually allows you to get more focused and precise on what it is that you need to do. If you've been feeling like it's been cluttering in your mind, like you just don't know which direction, what to think, what to do, whatever, just take a second to just breathe. Just take a second to just breathe in and breathe out. Um, there's many different techniques that can work. I know personally, I've had two different types of techniques where it's like you breathe in through your nose, and then you breathe out through your mouth, and then at one point you kind of hold it before you kind of release it, and it's just kind of freeing any kind of resistance or anything that was kind of holding you back. It just makes you feel lighter. Okay. um I think that'd be very powerful for you to learn to get into more of a meditative state. And it's not about necessarily quieting the mind. Things are going to come up. It's about allowing it to come up and still being in a meditative state where it doesn't break you. It just kind of just comes. It's like, oh, hey, that's passing by. Okay, all right. Continue on your journey. I'll see you next time. Just kind of passing through. We have here take the lead. Now, Aries, in original tarot, you are the Emperor card, okay? And you are that natural born leader. You have it in you to it's almost like things that would come so hard for other people, it just comes easy to you. And you have that gifted ability to actually teach that to other people. Make necessary sacrifices. Now, to become different, and kind of continue on the journey of the path we want to go, we have to shed the old. We have to release these things. And what sucks about it is you can become so comfortable doing something and not even realize how long you've been doing it too until you have to like change it and break away from it. But the best thing that I've heard recently in this video was that you have your past, your present, and your future, right? And when you're in your present moment and you're doing something that you don't want to do, that's not so great, that's just like, ugh, whatever, if that thing that you're doing is going to help you down the path that you want to head towards, what you want to become, what it is, that prize, thank your future self will thank you in that and when that moment comes, because there's all this energy of kind of just wanting things to be fast, and sometimes some things can't be fast. If we were to think about bringing a human into this world, okay, it takes 9 months majority of the time. Okay. And if you were to cut that process at any point, it's not going to be the same. Okay. And you don't want that. You don't want to rush the process. Now, it's easier said than done because in 9 months that's what's going to be, right? Not everything you're going to know a timeline, correct? Okay. But the process and the journey of it is what you're supposed to be mostly focusing on. We have here be proud of yourself, okay? Last quarter moon in Taurus. So a lot of times when we are not at the state that we want to be, or we haven't reached a goal that we wish to reach, we can be a little hard on ourselves. But with this card, it's telling you to take the time to be proud of the journey this far. okay? You know your past, you know where you've come from, okay? Just take that second to be like, you know what? I remember when I had to XYZ, you know, like if we were to think about some people, you know, when, say, example for like driving, you know, you remember what it like to walk before, have to walk everywhere, or had to take a bus, or had to do this, or whatever, you know, or get drive around. And then when you learn to drive, and you just like, sometimes you just get, it becomes years and years, and then you forget what it's like to have had, um, basically haven't had it in your life from before. There was times when you didn't know something that you currently know, okay? And whatever this thing is that you are heading towards, you know, career, whatever it is, understand that even though you're not at that certain point that you need to be, you have grasped so many different things that is helping you on your journey. And sometimes when you learn certain lessons, or you're going through certain things, it doesn't always make sense in that present time, but later down the road, you'll be like, oh, wow, because I learned this thing, you know, 5 years ago is the reason why it's helping me now, you know? Um, I really think for you to really take that step, that beat, to kind of just really congratulate yourself from how far you've come, okay? What's the final message for Aries? What's the final message for Aries? Oops. So we have here Phoenix. Wow. How's that for happily ever after? Once upon a time. Hmm. I'm getting a sense of, well, this card I'm getting, you know, the whole fairy tale thing. You know, the book is saying once upon a time. You know, the card's talking about happily ever after. And I know it sucks when things don't always go necessarily how we envision and how we wanted, but understand and trust that everything is working out for the best, and for you, you know, and keep moving forward, keep having faith that it will work out. But there's going to be times when it's going to be chaos. There's going to be smoke. There's going to be things that don't go so great. You know, I know for me, like personally, you know, when I started on this journey of, you know, with the cards, there would be times I'm like, oh my God, how do people memorize all this stuff? And then, you know, years later, it's just like, oh yeah, you know, it means this and da 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 da. And then it's just so crazy, you know. But in those moments, it can be so frustrated because it's like things are not sticking, it's not working, da 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 da. And you have to go back to the drawing board. But there's gonna be a point in time when you won't have to. But it's about having the resilience to stick through the times when it you can't see forward, you know. In this image, I can't see what's going on. It's just like there's so much smoke, there's so much um you know, fire in the air, and it's, you can't really see. Now with the card being the Phoenix card, and the way that she has her hands out, and you know, the crown, I feel like there's a sense of when you can take away that, almost that fairy tale dream, and just allow it to be kind of more of going with the flow, and you just kind of being in your own skin, in your own essence, is when you actually will be the most powerful. Like, I feel like she is controlling, you know, the atmosphere to what she wants it to be in the card, the character. I also feel like whatever you thought your life was going to be, or something like that, isn't actually what it's meant to be. But not in a bad way. Like, I mean, in a good way. But you don't see it yet. You really don't. Hmm. Okay. I swear I've said this is the last card I was gonna pull how many times, but I feel like there's something that wants to come through. Okay, so for Aries, what is the final message for the month of August? Do they need to know to help them on this path, help them on this journey? So we have here Five of Pentacles coming out, isolation and alone, and King of Pentacles, the stable card. This time of feeling like you don't know what direction to go in, why you have to be alone, why there's this isolation, you're going to be moving out of that energy. You're going to be finding ways to bring in more stability, more structure, more comfort, um, more care. I feel like there's going to be something that's going to be dropping away, and it's going to be freeing for you. You're moving to more stable grounds, which is great. And you're going to be having more structure and stability and knowing. It's almost like you're going to have a tiny little bit of hints of a roadmap, but not fully, but kind of knowing how to lead there. And it comes from this meditation, because you meditating more and you getting more clear, it allows you to hear the messages and the signs and see them, so that you can really think things through and know which direction to go in and be able to shift more. It's like it's about that, working smarter, not harder, right? Energy, and just really being proud of the steps and the person you've become, and really going into that. And you're going to be ending off with this grounded energy, which is just, oh, so great, guys. Remember, at the end of the day, you have your own intuition, your own guts, your own guides. Only you know what is best for you to do. At the end of the day, no matter what advice you hear from another person, I'm wishing you so much divine light and love on your journey. Until next time, it's your girl Sunshine. Deuces.